Wagwan, my peoples, we are coming at you live and direct from Miami, but I'm still going to give you the statistics for Tampa Bay. This is your October market report. If you are new to the channel, welcome, and if you are returning, welcome back. As usual, my name is Shandon Kiah. I'm your host of the Living in Tampa Bay channel, where I talk everything real estate and what's going on in Tampa Bay. To preface the video, as always, I am a licensed agent in the state of Florida, so if you have real estate goals or questions, I would be honored to earn your real estate business and help you facilitate your move to the Tampa Bay or Florida area. If you haven't seen one of these before, in my market reports, I cover 3 key metrics. That's going to be active inventory, average days to sell, and average sales price. I cover the 4 major counties of Tampa Bay. That's going to be Hillsborough, Pinellas, Pasco, and Manatee. So without further ado, let's jump right into this one. First up, we have Hillsborough County with an active inventory of 5,885 properties, a decrease from what we saw in September, taking an average of 55 days to sell, an increase from what we saw last month, and then an average sales price of $513,697, another increase from what we saw a month ago. Second, we have Pinellas County with an active inventory of 5,958 properties, a decrease from what we saw in September, taking an average of 62 days to sell, an increase from what we saw last month, and an average sales price of $506,162, a decrease from what we saw a month ago. And this is the first time in 5 years Pinellas County has seen an average sales price lower than Hillsborough County. Incredible. Third, we have Pasco County with an active inventory of 4,213 properties, a decrease from what we saw a month ago, taking an average of 58 days to sell, an increase from last month, and an average sales price of $371,468, also an increase from September's numbers. Last on our list, we have Manatee County with an active inventory of 3,719 properties, a huge decrease from what we saw in September, taking an average of 84 days to sell, a huge increase from what we saw last month, and an average sales price of $505,540, a decrease from what we saw a month ago. Just as I predicted in last month's market report video, the hurricanes really shook up the Tampa Bay market. We've seen a significant decrease in inventory, and that's not because sellers don't want to sell anymore. It's because so many homes took damage from the storms and they were forced to pull their properties off the market simply because they were not marketable. Hillsborough and Pasco County are following the same trend. Though they had a significant decrease in inventory because there are several properties in both counties that were affected by the storms, there are also several properties that weren't affected by the storms in both counties, in East Pasco and North Hillsborough County, where these properties went unaffected and were able to close on time. And this reflects in the property values. Because the properties were able to close on time and weren't pulled off the market, you're seeing these numbers where the property values are increasing. So in areas that were unaffected by the storm, in the short term, we're going to see a huge demand for these areas because the uncertainty of whether or not the next storm will bring damage to areas that are closer to the water or not. Now, because Pinellas County is completely surrounded by water and Manatee's entire west coast is on the Tampa Bay, these property values were substantially affected by the storms, and they reflect in this market report. In the short term, areas that were affected by the storm and are in flood zones are going to see a significant decrease in value and are going to be ripped apart by insurance policies that are going to jack up the prices and make it that much harder for these homes to be affordable. Now, on the flip side of that, the homes that are in non-evacuation zones, flood zone X, are going to see a significant increase in demand and ultimately drive up the property values in those areas. There's going to be a ton of investment opportunity in the areas that were affected. There will be people who panic sell. There will be people who can't make their payments. There will be people who can't repair their property. And though it's unfortunate, there's going to be a lot of opportunity in the midst of all this chaos. So there's going to be a lot of great deals on the market in the coming months. However, in the long term, once everything is fixed, once everyone repairs the properties, once investors start flipping, these properties are going to go back to their original value, if not more, and the market's going to go right back to normal in about a year or two's time. Now, I am not a sidekick. I cannot predict what's going to happen. These are just my perspectives on where I think the market is going. With that being said, I'm going to bring this video to a close. Remember, if you have questions about Florida real estate, especially in the Tampa Bay area or surrounding, please feel free to reach out. I'm going to drop my contact information on screen so you can get in touch. With that being said, I'm going to head out. So if you enjoyed, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more. Peace.